Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Philomeno. This is Being Ilomiko. We live, we love, and we grow in grace, and I am so happy to have you back here. I'm so happy and excited to be back in front of the camera. And today I come with another episode of the Dear X series. So I hope that you enjoy. Karibu sana. I am glad to have you. There's a phase after a relationship is ended that is called denial. I don't know what those stages are, but denial happens um where you're not so you don't want to accept the fact that this is done and done. There's no going back on your choices. There's no choosing any other way. You've decided and you have chosen. You know what, I've got to take responsibility of everything that is happening, and try and heal myself, and try and move on from this, and create a new life without this. And what happens, whether you're in denial phase or whether you've moved on from that, there's always a tendency to go to be accepting of little things that remind you of how maybe that relationship felt good, how good it was for you, how you enjoyed being in it, how you laughed, how it was just a good time. And a relationship is usually like it's really an addiction. And the thing is, if you decide to get out of being addicted from a certain drug, you have to keep away from it. And anytime that you get a taste of that drug, then you relapse and you're back to where you started. The same thing with with a relationship. The thing that most of us don't understand is that just a little taste of what that relationship was, how that felt, and the little experiences that made you laugh, that made you dreamy, and that made you a little happier, just a little taste of that, it gets you back to where you started, and you're really not moving on. And it is very important that you decide as a person to make sure that anything that gives you a little taste of what your past is, that you cut it off, because you need to heal, and you need to make intentional choices to make sure that you don't get that little taste, you don't go back to your drug, you don't go to back to your addiction, you don't relapse. Now, once as I was dealing with my past, I was on a call, and something was said, and in that instant I remember how angry I was, because I knew that in the position that we are in, this is not what I should be hearing from this person, and this is not what I should be expecting this person to do, to say, to even make me think, because then they're taking me back to where we both decided that we can't go back there, that we can't exist there. So them saying something that gave me a little taste of that, it made me so angry. And that is when I decided, and that is when the thought came that if really we've decided this ends, then it means that everything ends. Even the little conversations that make me a little excited, a little happier on the phone, or maybe going to our favorite place, or maybe watching a favorite movie, or even listening to our favorite music, that takes me back there. And that um makes it harder for me to heal. And because that is not what I want to do, then if I have to cut contact, then I need to cut contact. If I need to stop listening to the kind of music that we both listened, that made us feel home together, then we're not listening to that music. if it's a certain movie that we both loved to watch, then we're not watching that movie. Anything that takes me back, anything that gives me that little taste, anything that makes me relapse, anything that hinders me from moving on, everything that gets me a little delirious and happy and full of ecstasy, and then in a few minutes I snap back and I remember, oh, I don't have this, that doesn't help me in healing. And because it doesn't, even just that little bit of sweetness and of little bit of happiness and joy and a little smile, I don't want it. And it's a choice that you need to make for yourself, and make sure that you really make sure that you are accountable to yourself, that you watch yourself so that you don't go back there and have that little taste. And the other thing is, the other party needs to know and needs to be told that there are certainly things that you now shouldn't say. There are areas of my life that now you have no access to, because if we ended, then your access ended. If that little part of me that brought me joy, it has to end, because now I have to figure out joy and happiness and peace and love without you there. So I can't have you bits, I can't have bits of that, the past, in it. So if I wrote a letter about this, I would really just write to myself, and I would tell myself that if this has ended, if this is in my past, then all of it ends, so that I can take time to regroup and decide what are the new boundaries, what is the new access to the other person. If I want to keep a friendship, what are the boundaries then? What are the things that I expect them to say?
Dear X, if this has ended, then all of it is ended. There is no looking back from it. We only move forward from here on. Yours in love, Philomena.